Hi, good evening, good morning, good afternoon. Those people wanted to listen about the new variants discovered since last year. We have already the Alpha, the Beta, the Charlie, the Gamma, the Lambda, the Delta, and the Delta Plus. And here comes November 24, 2021, a new variant. But the World Health Organization is not yet sure if this virus is really the mutation from the original mutated viruses of COVID 19. Now, let us see the brochure about the Omicron variant. What are the differences or the early discovery of this variant, particularly the Omicron? When you say Omicron, Omicron is another Greek letter used to designate another type of variant, but the strain named Omicron was designated as a variant of concern by the World Health Organization, which said studies of it are underway as continue to monitor. So it's too early now. It's a week ago, for example, a lot that we don't process more, you know, symptoms or more contagious. But as far as virus is concerned, this virus is already mutated several times, correct? Now, if the virus is already mutated several times, the energy will become weak. As long as it already exerted effort to give more, mutative energy to the process, the common or the virus is already weak. So much so, if this Ocron- Omicron variant came from the Delta Plus, but the WHO is not really sure if this is the mutated Delta Plus. Because once the virus is already mutated for several times, this virus become weak. And it needs more energy to mutate once more. But we don't know what kind of virus is this. While this is concerning, as the WHO has indicated, we have to make our own remedies. That's why the government, by government, okay, countries by countries, already made restrictions, travel, etc. But travel restrictions by country, according to WHO, is not enough or a solution to this essential concern. Now, what are the evidence that transmit faster? According to Dr. Collins, they considered this Omicron variant was highly contagious in South Africa, but it does not mean that the same thing will happen elsewhere because South Africa is different from the Philippines. And if you know, early as 1980s, as early as 1982, something like that, was begun in that area, in that country again. Therefore, once South Africa cannot control this virus, there will be another viral infections among themselves. Okay? Because the AIDS before was begun in that country. And then here comes the Omicron variant. But they could not include as variant of the COVID-19. But still, we assume, all scientists assume that this is a mutation from COVID-19 because COVID-19 is not yet over. It is not yet completely done. More so, if it is already done or cured or there is already preventive measures given by this vaccines, etc., we cannot make any conclusions actually because this is a new variant that cannot describe itself if it is really coming from the Delta plus variant. So we have to study first. These vaccines are the best way to deal with. The best advice for dealing with the new variant is to get vaccinated and then get a booster. Your best protection against Delta is to get vaccinated, right? And if you already been vaccinated, 6 months after that, you have the third booster or the third vaccines. That's the reason already you have to make now immunity faster. That's why the Philippine government instructed all local governments to make the national vaccination for a week, for a long week, not only for 3 days. And then they will continue until such time Filipinos are already fully vaccinated because next year there will be a third dose for those people who received their vaccines since June, July, August, September, October. They could receive now the third dose. Okay, so booster are insufficient against the variant. One possible solution is boosting people with a larger dose, which Moderna said. The company is also evaluating two multivalent booster, okay, against Omicron. Both include some of the viral mutations and present. AstraZeneca is also looking to understand the impact of Omicron. And then they will now give another boost of this. So you need to increase the dosage. For example, if scientists observe that the mutation is more than 40, more than 50 in the key spike protein of this virus, of the structure the virus uses to get into cells, they attack, according to African scientists. Scientists are concerned the mutation could make the variant more transmissible and could result in immune evasion. Scientists are working to find out whether the variant could evade immunity. What you need to do is you need to get that particular sequence of the virus, put it in a form where you can actually test the different antibodies so you can have a prediction that it might evade or you can actually prove. Right now, you are talking about sort of like a red flag that might be an issue, but you don't know. Once you test that, you will be sure whether or not it does or it does not evade the antibodies that we make. For example, against the virus through a vaccine or after you get infected. Okay, so you have a different studies. How it compares with other variants, for example, when mutations and new variants of the get expected as it continues to spread. The concern now of this Omicron, we have to segregate or make it difference from the Delta variant to the Omicron variant. But how will do that? Experts look at other variants. It usually took several months for those strains to become dominant. In other words, the most common strain of the virus is spreading in one area. This is one has become dominant very quickly in South Africa in the regions where it has been found. Within a matter of days, 2 weeks or months, the number of cases in South Africa is quite low. It can be other reasons as well, not just because it's more transmissible, but the speed at which it has been taken off is really unlike anything I've seen. before. So we don't know yet if this virus Omicron is really a mutation of the Delta Plus, because there was already Delta Plus, there is already Delta variant. But as far as mutation is concerned, once the virus is already mutated and it is already released the energy, this virus becomes what? Weak. And if this virus die naturally, there will be no mutations already. There will be no other spike of proteins because the protein is already released and it was already spread out. Therefore, this Omicron hopefully, this Omicron hopefully not a COVID-19 virus mutation. Let's pray that this Omicron is just another viral disease. We hope that people of South Africa will look into the possibility that they should look into this Omicron variant as challenge for them to make, you know, study on how to stop this Omicron variant. We understand that there is still a COVID-19 spread around the globe, but we could not understand why there's another new variant. So we hope that South Africa scientists could help or contribute on how to stop this vibration of Omicron. Let's pray hard that this 2022 will no longer be Omicron variant year. Year of the Tiger 2022 will kill all the virus. Let us pray and hope that this December 2021 will be the slowing down, the going down the virus of COVID-19. Thank you for listening.